What's up, everybody? I'm Paul. This is 3D World episode 2, starting a 3D printing business. We're gonna pick right up on where we left off last week, and I'm gonna tell you what I've done so far to get this 3D printing business off the ground and generate my first $1,000 of revenue. So behind me, you'll notice now we got 2 3D printers. This is the Core XY build that I mentioned last week, and it's up and running. It's been at my uncle's house for the last few weeks. He's been helping me a lot with it, and I'm very excited to add it to the arsenal of this mini farm and start printing on it. Eventually put the thing up for sale. A lot of upgrades that I want to do to it before then, but it's here. I'm excited. It got here this morning. I set it up. So now we got 2 3D printers. The Creality CR10 Max has been printing beautifully. Very happy with that machine. I would happily endorse it if you're interested in getting a larger build volume 3D printer. Like I said last week, it was $900. Very happy with the thing. And now I'm confident enough that I can market myself as a 3D printing business. So the first thing I need to do is decide on a name. I went with Buffalo 3D Printing. I'm in Buffalo, New York. There's not a lot of local resources to have 3D print jobs done. I was looking online. If you type in 3D Printing Buffalo or Buffalo 3D Printing, there's a lot of paper and ink print shops that come up. Not a lot of 3D printing resources. You almost have to go to Rochester to find the nearest one. So I think entering the market where there's not a lot of competition is a good thing. Hopefully people know what 3D printing is and have some jobs for me. I'm sure that people are trying to find 3D printers. They're just not having any luck because there's really not a lot of people here doing that. So what have I done since last week other than decide on the name? As soon as I decided on the name, I went on GoDaddy.com and I bought the domain name. It was there, Buffalo 3D Printing. Beautiful. Buffalo3dprinting.com. Bought the domain name. I built a quick temporary website, uploaded some of the limited content that I have so far, phone number, email address. I did buy the email address. I think it's important that you have the email address associated with your domain name. So I got info@buffalo3dprinting.com. Feel free to email me if you got any questions, whatever you want. So I got info@buffalo3dprinting.com. It was like an extra $2 a month for a year. The domain name was like $12. I never buy any of the extras right in the beginning. Eventually, I will get an SSL certificate. I think I already have one, actually. I need to add that on there. And that just lets the users know this is a safe and certified website. And Google likes it too. So I did register as a Google business. That way, when people search Buffalo 3D Printing or 3D Printing Buffalo, whatever they're searching to find a 3D printer, whether it's a business-to-business sale or just some local hobbyist who wants to have their design printed, or maybe it's an engineering student at a local university, I want them to find me when they go on Google. So Google's sending a postcard. As soon as it gets here, I'm gonna go log into my Google business account and type in the PIN number that it gave me, and bam, I should be showing up on Google. And I think that'll be great given the amount of competition around here. I think that will give me a spark of business. So I did that. I had a logo made, and I created a Facebook page, an Instagram, a Make XYZ account. I ran a Craigslist ad, and so far what I've been able to come up with is 2 jobs. So it's only 2 jobs, but it's also the first 2 jobs, so I need to treat them like gold. I had a customer call me and ask me to fix their 3D printer, something I wasn't even marketing myself for. But again, because of the limited resources around here, I think there's gonna be some random calls like that. So I said, sure, bring it in. It's a new business. I'm thinking to myself, I gotta take a risk here. Let's see what I can do. So he brings it in, he says, look, this machine works, but the bed's not heating up and the hot end aren't heating up. 2 very important functions of the printer. I spent a half hour tinkering around with the thing and I got it working. So I charged the man $60. He's supposed to come pick it up this afternoon. Boom, got my first sale done. And yesterday I also got my first print job ordered. So a man in Arizona needed a cockpit done for an RC car. He wanted it done out of ABS, so I ordered the ABS right away. He gave me a $50 deposit on this $150 job. Assuming that job goes well and assuming this customer comes and picks up their printer today as promised, that's $210. So I'm chasing down this $1,000 and I got $790 more to go. So I'll keep you posted on how long this all takes, but I think having a strong online presence is absolutely crucial to getting a business off the ground. You're kind of scraping in the beginning for reputation. So these first two customers, I'm going to try to knock these jobs out of the park and get 5-star reviews and ask them to, engage and like my pages and that sort of thing. So online presence, gotta look professional, gotta keep getting content. So just today I'm taking pictures of some of my prints, I'm taking videos, and I am gearing up towards building a all-out, professionally done WordPress website. I have some experience doing WordPress websites. I'm no expert at it, but I can do it. So I'm gonna do it myself and get that website going. Right now, I just got the temporary website, but it's functional. It's got the phone number, business name, logo, pictures. It's just a one-pager. It's a temporary placeholder website. It's up and running. So yeah, take your online presence seriously. Try to post a few times a week. I'm gonna try to post every day. I don't want people to get annoyed with me, but I'm really trying to get the word out here that I am doing 3D printing here in Buffalo, New York. I'd love to get jobs from all over, so I'm gonna tweak things a little bit and market for that as well. I have no problem shipping out parts in the mail. So I'm gonna try to get aggressive and keep promoting myself hard, keep posting, and keep coming up with new products. So last week, I talked about a few things in starting a business. I talked about low overhead, high profit margins, and I outlined 3 revenue points of my business plan. I think we can add a 4th to it, maybe being 3D printer repair. I don't know how much I want to do that, but it's a possibility. So we got our large build printers we want to do our 3D printing service with. So we're a 3D printing business. That's going to be our bread and butter. We're going to print parts for other companies, business to business sales, or just hobbyists, or maybe students, engineering students, whatever. So we're going to be a 3D printing business primarily. 2, I'd like to eventually sell my own 3D printer. So this is the prototype. I always try to sell my prototypes. This prototype is going very well. It's functional. It needs a lot more for it to really be a completely professional and ready to go 3D printer, but it's on the right track. I'm gonna enclose the thing in plexiglass, maybe some aluminum, and have the thing looking real good. A few more upgrades. I'm probably gonna upgrade the belt, add a part cooling fan, and just make sure that I have good directions for it and present the thing very well. Maybe I'm gonna paint it, we'll see. So I want this thing to look phenomenal and function phenomenally before I even think about selling it to someone. Whoever buys it, I want them to be happy they bought it. So that way I can sell more, business can grow, and you just don't want to screw people over. So I want this thing to be absolutely flawless. So that's 2. And 3, I want to print my own parts and sell them online. So what have I done to do that? Well, I'm a photo booth builder. I build and sell photo booths online, so I figured I'd like to 3D print a photo booth. I don't think it's ever been done in the history of the world. So whenever I could be the first to do something, that always excites me. But I'll give you a look here at the prototype. This cabinet is entirely 3D printed. I outsourced it. I did not print this cabinet in-house, although my plan is to do that eventually. I did 3D print this bounce card, as well as this camera holder, which rotates up and down so we can change the angle. The camera's gonna sit here. We're actually filming on the camera that's gonna go here right now. It's a beautiful Canon mirrorless 4K camera, and this will sit up here to give you a visual. Surface Pro runs the software. This is just a USB hub. So this is my baby, and I would like to mass produce these and sell them when it's ready. So that is going to be a excellent source of revenue down the pipeline. I am having modifications done to this prototype, as most prototypes need. It needs a few tweaks, and then I need to be able to print that in-house. So I got to make sure I have a machine with the capabilities to reach that size. Right now, I can only do it if I printed it standing up, which is not recommended. I'd rather print it face down. So I'll probably be getting another 3D printer before too long. I don't know which style I'll go with, if I'll get another Creality or if I'll have another custom build done with an even larger bed. So I want to increase the capabilities of this shop and make sure that I can service a wide variety of clients. It'd be cool to say, hey, I have the biggest 3D printer from here to New York City or whatever I can brag about. And I think that alone is a good story and a good marketing piece if I want to maybe do a blog post or try to get some news coverage or whatever. So some outside the box marketing techniques. Blog posts are great. Contacting local news outlets and saying, hey, I started a new business. This is what I'm doing. I already have customers. You know, this is unique. This is a technology-based service that I'm doing right here locally, right on Elmwood Avenue in Buffalo. So I also thought of 3D printing a model of my logo. So I'm working with Designer to figure out how we're gonna get that STL file done so that I can have my actual buffalo, and I can print 100 little ones that I'll put my name on as well, and I can hand them out. Maybe I'll put my website and my phone number on it and say, hey, here you go, this is a gift from Buffalo 3D Printing. If you ever need anything 3D printed, hope you think of us. You can put this on your desk, whatever. You know, so something like that I think would be cool. I'm also thinking about a trip to Los Angeles and New York City, especially as it gets colder here. I just like to do some traveling. So I'll definitely bring my camera with me and be introducing myself to some local businesses and trying to get some jobs, passing out business cards or my little buffaloes and try to get some jobs. I mentioned before, I want to do movie props. I love watching movies. I think I would be happy printing movie props for people and knowing that they're going to be used in film and then watching those films and saying, yeah, I printed that. You know, so I want to make that dream a reality. Right now, I got to stay local for the next few weeks, but very excited about all the progress that has been made. Remember, we're at 210 right now, well, will be, and we're trying to get up to $1,000. So I'll have another update for you on that next week. I'll let you know if those jobs go well. I'll give you a look at some prints from this machine, and I'll probably end up doing a couple sideline videos that are going to be a little bit more technical if anyone's interested. Let me know. Are you interested in me being a little bit more technical and telling you about how 3D printers work and my custom build, for instance, the parts that are going into it and how they communicate with each other through the firmware? Do you want me to dive into that and what I had to do to get this thing up and running? Or are there other subjects you want me to touch on business-wise? For instance, I just remembered I wanted to mention, I already have an LLC. So right now I'm not going to create a new LLC just for this business. I'm going to create a DBA. You know, I'm going to create a doing business as called Buffalo 3D Printing so that I can legally market and run my business, you know, through that name. Right now, if I got to say, I'll just run it through Airbooth, my photo booth company, you know, so I want to call myself Buffalo 3D Printing. So I got to tell the state that. You know, so I'm going to create a DBA called Buffalo 3D Printing, just so you're all aware. If you got any questions about that, let me know. Hope you're enjoying these videos. I know I am. I look forward to doing them. Please like, subscribe, you know, if you're interested in this, in seeing more of this content. And I hope you're learning from it. I hope it's encouraging you to start a business. I'm always going to try to say something encouraging at the end. So what's been on my mind lately is if you say you're going to do it, you got to do it. You know, don't put it out there and don't be one of those people that doesn't follow through on what they say, especially in business. Word is bond. Take your online presence seriously. And again, I encourage you, if you got an idea, if you got a drive to start a business, go for it. It doesn't need to take months before you see any return on your investment. I know $210 isn't a lot, but it's going to turn into more. I'm actually really encouraged to get that kind of, jump on this in the first week of running. So you could do it too. Let me know if you got any questions. Remember, whatever business idea you have, think it through all the way and just get out there and do it. Entrepreneurship is fun, and it's a good way to advance yourself monetarily, socially. Get after your goals, and whatever you say you're going to do, make sure you follow through on it and do it well, do it right. Love what you're doing. I love this. I think about it every day. I think about it every night. Think about what I could do to grow this company and what I can do to produce better content, what I could do to make better products. Always on my mind, how to keep improving myself and how to come up with excellent designs and products while I'm still breathing. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support. Again, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Later.